How do you deal with the pressure of being single and watching all your friends get into relationships and getting married? Oh, spicy.
Very spicy. I don't feel pressure.
You don't feel pressure?
No.
Well, that's good.
I don't feel pressure. Yeah. I'm like, for the most part, I'm excited. I'm happy for my friends, you know, they're moving to different seasons. Like, even at the moment, like a lot of my friends are having kids and it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
they're getting married, having kids, getting into relationships. So yeah, I'm excited for them. It doesn't make me feel like, oh, I need to now be in a relationship because I just don't feel like that. I'm like, when it comes kind of thing. But yeah, I don't really feel pressure.
Or have you ever felt like, oh my gosh, I'm left behind and stuff like that? Or
no,
yeah, so
I don't feel like I'm left behind.
Cool.
Even for the most part, I'm glad in a way because I get to enjoy my singleness.
You got time. Yeah.
You know, I can just go away. I can go places by myself. I don't have to think about, you know, someone else. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself. I'm telling you. So yeah.
Cool.
Anyone else? The oldest of the group.
Shy. Yeah, I can take point on that one still.
Chill out.
But you guys could. I'm sure there was a time before you guys went into relationships. You were.
No, but we were all in the
same sort of boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mo, you got this one, yeah.
All in the streets.
I think you want to take this up.
No, I'm still thinking of
It was down. My eyes were down.
I think for me,
your eyes went down.
Are you talking about streets and stuff?
I think for me, it is pressure. To be honest, like it is like it's not pressure as in like the way everyone envisions pressure, because I definitely think on the other side, for women basically, that is a lot more pressure. But for men, because it's like we're still the ones who, in this society, we're still the ones who dictate our, you know, that process. Kind of obviously we're the ones who initiate. You know, it's kind of like, okay, it's pressure in thought. That's what I'm thinking. So it's not necessarily in action. It's not like you have to go out there and, you know, put yourself out there, but it's like kind of like pressure in thought, which makes you think about, okay, where are you in life?
Yeah. And
makes you like double down on like, okay, if I'm grafting for this particular thing, let me stick to that, you know, because like life is moving sort of thing. So it's that kind of thing.
I would like to say that I think I have friends at different stages in life. So I think a lot of my church friends, or my female church friends, are in relationships. I'm single.
And she's not. Keep it
no,
going.
I am. But I'm not desperate. So I think I see it and I'm happy for them. I know that things come in their own time. I think when I was younger, it was like, by this age, I thought I was going to be like married, I'm going to be in this position. But now I'm just like, I am happy to see my friends growing with people that are going to be their long-term partners. And I am excited for what my future will look like. On the outside, some of my uni friends, quite a few of them are single, or they're not. I don't think I have. Not that I can think of. Very few of my friends are either like very close to marriage or married already. On the uni side, so we're cool on that side. Like we're just chilling. Everyone's figuring out life. The ones that are in relationships, you know, they're growing. You learn from them. You speak to them. So yeah, I think just see it as a time to. If you can, learn from your friends, but yeah, never see it as like, oh my gosh, my life is ending.
It's true, wisdom there.
I would agree, definitely, in regards to it makes you think where you're at in life and makes you want to maybe just like continue to build yourself in a way to make sure that you're ready as well. But I don't think, for me personally, I see it as a pressure, like I need to meet someone because of what's around me, my friends and family and whatever. I actually think more positively about it, and like I don't know, it's gonna sound funny or weird, but
sorry, just be honest, fam. Just be you.
But like maybe there's something in the atmosphere. Like maybe I need to catch something.
No, I
like,
get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's something bubbling. There's something good happening, and maybe it's my time around the corner as well. So yeah, I definitely don't see pressure in that sense. And as well, like we're all on our different lanes. We're all on our different journeys. So yeah, it's your time.
It's your time. You hear that, guys? It's your time.
That's it.
And over here we've got two lovely men out here who are beautiful and single. So you know, guys, okay.
The Ghanaians.
Ghanaians? You want Ghanaian? Oh, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying, yeah, I was coming at you. I thought you were going to be like,
I said,
you don't want
this
no
camera
Ghanaians.
on me.
I was like, excuse me.
I would say it's a new thing. I was definitely in Esther's spot until about a month ago, where it was very easy to like separate it and not feel any type of way by it at all, and to just be happy for everybody, and that's fabulous and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'd say, I don't even think it's because I'm getting older. I would just say, because as I am recognizing that I desire a relationship, that's where I'm thinking about it more. So when I'm seeing it with my closer friends, Instagram, I'm not here for it. I don't really follow many people anyway. So like, it's not like on my feed and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I also don't know them, so I'm like, I don't really care. That's great for you, but like, okay. But now I'm seeing it on my feed because it's my friends. And now I'm like, oh, okay, so hello, Lord,
God.
I'm here, and I'm being patient, but I'm also knocking on the door. So that's where I wouldn't say it's pressure. Yeah. I would say my desire's grown a bit more for it. If that makes sense. So no one's pressuring my family. They can just be. They can just be waiting. Now, actually, my parents are quite good. They don't say much. So there's not pressure, and it's just reminding myself that I'm waiting for God's timing, to be honest. And I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm forcing it because of people around me. I'm not there. Yeah. So praise God. But it's just, for me, I'm just like, okay, cool. I actually want this one day, which would have been hella cringe to say a year ago. I would not have wanted to say that. But now I'm like, okay, I can acknowledge that that's a thing, and that's nice and that's good. Yeah. So it's not like I feel pressure, but I do acknowledge that's what I want one day. And it's nice to see. I celebrate everybody, but yeah.
And I think it's natural to feel that way as well. Like, I think it's a natural thing, and it just comes with like comparison and everything, whether it be relationships and stuff. And I think, as we've talked about, sometimes it's like when it's closer to you and you're like, oh my gosh, okay, my friends are engaged, these people having kids, you're getting married, and you're like, okay, it's just me, but it's fine. But sometimes it can get to you. But I think that it's important to understand it's natural, but it's just making sure it doesn't consume you. Yes, exactly. And it's fine. And I think it's so good to be honest with like friends who might be in a similar position, and you're like, girls, this is how I'm feeling right now. Like, I don't know what to do. But it's like, and I'm sure they'll be like, well, you got us, you know. So we have to be like, bye bye, because somebody else comes to take you. But well, not bye bye, but you get what I mean? It's more like, you know, understand, you know.
I got a man now.
You know. So
I think it's great that you desire it, because you see your friends going into relationships, being married or having kids, and you see the beauty in that. And it's not even that you're jealous of that friend, it's because you see the beauty of having those things. But being content in your season and knowing that one day that's going to happen for me too. You know?
I don't feel pressure. I don't feel pressure for starters. I think, I mean, I got good advice from one of my boys, and he was just like, don't rush. Yeah. And I think, because he explained how like it is the biggest decision like you ever made. So that's true. Don't be moving hasty. Get good counsel. I mean, at the same time, there is that reality where you want to be with somebody, but I'm not really, like the girls were saying, like you're happy for your friends who are with someone good. Yeah. Because that's what you want. You want someone that makes them better. You want someone that, like, I guess, improves their life, brings them close to God, makes them more like Jesus in that way. Yeah. But it's people talk dating's hard out here. I don't feel there's that reality that it won't be easy, but I wouldn't say I feel pressure.
Nevada?
For me, I really got much friends around me that's like, all my guy friends are single, or in relationships, but not like engaged or married. Yeah. And the only female friends that are engaged is you. and women. So like, I don't know, like you don't really
doesn't faze you, doesn't bother you. It's
Because
not
your girls,
mind.
innit? It made me think, oh, I need to be like.
So do you think if a lot of your male friends were engaged with that, do you think that would start to
It might make me think, oh, like, cool, I need to, but at the same time, I can't lie, like, as Ryder was saying, everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
And you got to trust God for your journey. If you try to compare yourself to people's thing, you're going to rush into it and you might end up going backwards rather than moving forwards.
Yeah.
Because I know this is about friendship, but like in relationships in general, there's work that has to be put in. So if you see someone up, they got their finger out on Instagram with the ring on it, you don't know the work that's gone into that.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Until you can appreciate that, like what's the point in like being jealousy or being moved to be like down on yourself? There's work that needs to go in.
And you know what's mad as well? Like you can see someone doing something here. Like you can see somebody engaged or married. Little do you know they're getting divorced in 2 years.
Oh,
why?
And you
Whoa,
like,
that's a good
sign. That is not our portion.
You know
In
what I'm
Jesus'
saying?
name.
Everyone focus on look at what you got on your plate.
Yeah.
Manage your food.
Manage your food.
And take your time, innit?
Alright. Have you been in a situation where your friend has spent more time with their partner than with you?
Yes.
And has thrown all consistency out of the window of your friendship?
Yes.
No. And how's that make you? Should I say it again? I'm going to say it again. Have you been in a situation where your friend has spent more time with their partner than with you and has thrown all consistency of your friendship out of the window?
Disgusting behaviour! Disgusting behaviour!
For me. How's that made you feel?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, go on.
Anyone in particular?
We might have some culprits in this room.
Trust me. I'm trying. My eye is trying to do side eye, but I'm really forcing it back. No, I think to be honest, is after the okay, let me be real. The first time it happens, you're like, hey, what's this? What's going on here? Person is now less on Warzone. Like see the person's, and on the PlayStation you can see where they were last active. 24 They're saying 20 days now. 20 days. I'm just like,
a long time.
I'm just like, yo, 20 days. It's been a month. Trust me, in time. So, but after a while, you're just like, you know what? It's I think you have to humble yourself, and then you have to be like, if it was me, would I be in that situation? Yeah. I'll be like that too. But like at the same time, it's also like sometimes you have to G-check people. But it's best to do it. It's best to do it in a group because then it doesn't look like you're being selfish.
Very good.
So yeah, that's all I'll say. No, I'm calling any names. You said, was that peaceful?
Oh, we took it.
Oh no. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely.
Certain man are hypocrites.
Oh,
and they'll be talking about this man's a silent, this guy's a silent, all of this.
You're
and then when their time comes, they're gone.
Thank you.
Where have they gone?
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
It begins with a W, bro.
Wow.
So you know who you are.
That is the most direct, indirect I've ever heard in my life. My goodness, wow.
That's what you think it is.
You have to learn.
Maybe it is.
I don't know. I feel like. Can I speak on this one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
You might be in a position or you might want to respond.
have I ever
The
been
fact
like
that you
this?
have to say, can
I
I
feel like-
speak on the situation?
No, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely a culprit. But the thing is, yeah. So let's take the first brother in our group that got married, right?
Okay, yeah.
So we all know who he is.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like with that situation, it was understandable. I saw like he wasn't always as available, but it was understandable because it was like, listen, you're becoming one with somebody, and that takes a lot of pressure. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like it's twofold. I do get where you're coming from in the sense of like, right, like this is our friendship, this is what we love, and now it's kind of like degrading. And I feel like because I was also going to say, I feel like obviously there's levels to it, innit? If I just suddenly go ghost, that's a mad one. Do you get what I mean? If anybody suddenly goes ghost after getting with somebody else, it's just like, bro, what happened? Kind of thing. I feel like there will be some understanding where it's like, okay, we're not as available, but I'm still here. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think your understanding came from you already being in a relationship in that specific
situation?
I think that's because I definitely
you already understand what it's like.
Yeah, and I think that really does help as well. I think being in a relationship and understanding what a relationship takes helps me to be able to say, you know what, this is gonna take a lot of energy from you, so I'm gonna give you the space that you need in order to get that, to do that. I say energy, like it's not a bad thing.
What's not a bad thing?
Just say before.
Don't worry.
Always got to be careful with the words. I think understanding what Mo says. I think what Mo's trying to say is that depending on the situation in which the two people are in before they got into a relationship, will really determine how others feel when time is taken away. When time is taken away. So from somebody that's coming from, like, if you don't know, if it's your boy, for example, me and you were boys, right, and my lovely fiance comes, but you don't know her. Do you get what I mean? So when I'm spending more time with her, you feel like, rah, I'm taken away from
the ghosting is a lot more evident.
Yeah. Whereas when somebody's within the group and you've already known their friendship and you've already known there's chemistry between them, it's a lot more easier for you to be able to say, okay, I see, I've kind of already seen what was going on here.
There's a lot more grace.
Yeah, so you give more grace.
I knew to the girl said.
You chose, right?
You give more grace. So I do get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I think.
But both are still culpable though.
Yeah, both are still
but
they just
it
more
feels
grace
different
for
because
one,
I think I understand the different feeling because that person was in the group. So it's in a weird way I kind of felt like it might have hurt a bit more if the person was from the group.
Because you're losing two people.
Because that's in a way, do you know what I mean? You think it would you both be like, I don't know, the whole group might be like, wait, why are you two acting like you don't know us anymore? Do you get what I mean?
Brand new.
Anyway, I mean, we've known you since before you guys did this. This silence. Looking? Looking? Just gonna talk about this, shall we?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Should we leave, yeah?
No. Sometimes I call Jessica.
Okay. Oh, you call me? Okay, that's interesting.
Oh.
That's interesting. That's
it's
interesting.
Sometimes I call you. You say, no, I'm busy. I'm talking to my man. I'm doing Bible study.
Okay.
I'm doing this. I remember there was a Tuesday that you were like, oh, sorry, Tuesday evenings or something is Bible study.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Throw down. I'm gonna go find another friend to talk to. I think that took adjustment when you got into relationships. Another friend of mine at uni, she'll have time like date night for her and her man because they're long distance. So I'm just like, wow, I am second to your partner, but I understand, but it's still like, it still hurts, you know? Sometimes it's something I'm still overcoming.
Are you done? Right. Just to correct Becky's little drama there. Yes, me and Becky have had conversations on this. I mean, I think we both see it two different ways. On my side, it's more been like, no, I think I can appreciate when you get into a relationship, you speak to your partner like every single day. And Becky's my best friend as well, so I think it goes from us. And I guess before I had my boyfriend, she was my everyday sort of person. Though when we went to uni, I think every day was not actually possible because we have different lives. But I think she's probably feeling like the consistency of me reaching out has died down because of that, which I can appreciate. But there's also another side of the story which I won't bring up on this.
No, it's not even it's the times like cool.
But I pick up and I let you know. The thing is, I also find that you don't actually, and we've had this conversation where I reach out more than you do, and so I think you know, and you being a bit more introverted, you find it out. There's no ooh. We've talked about the reaction. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We know what we're on, and we know what we're on. So, and I think we find that if I'm reaching out and I stop reaching out, you notice the difference because I'm not reaching out as much. Whereas in general I would, but yeah.
I think it's the times when I have reached out.
And then it might be that I'm on the phone to Ebbs and they'll be like, oh, I'll call you back or I can't speak right now. Because I don't feel like it's been that many times if I'm honest. And most times you guys, all three of us will be on the call.
Yeah, but sometimes I just want to speak to Jess.
That's fine.
Like
he understands. But yeah, no, that's cool.
I'd say yes. Okay, have I experienced that? Yes. And then how did I navigate that? So I've experienced it, and I think it's tricky because it also depends on like the season of that relationship. So I feel like as a friend, if someone is dating someone one of your friends is dating someone, has a partner, boyfriend.
Yeah.
One, you have to respect that that's their partner.
Yeah.
But then two, it's like just trying to understand, okay, what does that mean for our friendship as well?
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't be so quick to say, like, okay, I don't know, like they spent all this time and we haven't met up and we haven't done stuff together, so now I'm just going to say hi. You need to make time for me because I need to also respect that you are in a relationship. Does that make sense? Yeah. So there will be a natural difference in exactly how they then interact with their friends. And if it's, for example, early seasons, I want to respect that you are getting to know somebody else. Does that make sense? But then, obviously relationships progress. So if it's not progressive, there's the same thing happening. Then yes, I think it's important to voice and just say like, hi, miss you a bit. Like,
miss you a bit.
like,
It's because of my system. Because definitely because I'm in a relationship, and I think I've definitely had that where I think sometimes people might think that. I wouldn't say on my side, but in some instances, what is it called? There has been that friends might have felt that you don't call anymore, this and that, and I feel like. But I've had the experience where I do check up on my friends, but I've noticed that I speak to my boyfriend like more often than my friends. But that's because I see him every day, if that makes sense. But I think on my side it doesn't. I can feel that I don't speak to my girls so often. Like for instance, my best friend, she'd be the person I'd be speaking to every day. But now that I have a boyfriend, it's him. So I can understand how she'll feel that shift of Jessica doesn't call me anymore. But it's like, but in my head it's like, no, but you're always on my mind. And she's also somebody who's a bit more introverted, so she might not go out of her way to message me. So I think she feels the difference that I'm not calling her all the time. But I think it is just balancing that, because I think some friends can take it a bit badly where they're like, oh my gosh, you're not spending time with me. Who's this? But it's like, wait, hold up, pause. I'm actually in a relationship. And you need to just understand that this person's actually my priority. But it doesn't mean they're more, like on a human level, they're not more important than you. It's just that I'm giving my time and my devotion to them. But I think it's also important to also spend time with your friends. Because I think sometimes you can get stuck with just the two of you and forget everybody. And then that's when you start to cut people off and it becomes a problem. If that makes sense,
I think to be honest, put out there for everyone, when you get into a relationship, you shouldn't forget your friends, because more time your friends were there first, and just because another person has come into the picture doesn't mean you should let me think of what I'm going to say. But just because another person's come into a picture, you shouldn't just like completely push away the strong bond you had with someone else. Because let's be real, if you're in a situation with your partner, who are you going to turn to? That same friend. So, I feel like you should always remember who was there first, and also not completely change the way your friendship is just because you're in a relationship. But then again, I know someone's going to come at me maybe in the comments, oh yeah, my partner, this, that. But, of course it's normal to spend more time with your partner. I'm not saying don't, but long and short of it is just that when you get into a relationship, don't forget your friends.
I have a question. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're allowed.
But what if it's like a guy that you're best friends with?
Whereas in your friend,
if your best friend is a guy.
No. Your best friend is a guy who's dating a female.
Your best friend is a guy who's dating a female. So like me and Kwame are best friends and he's dating.
No, but then again, it's still, if my best friend is a guy, I'm still not gonna forget how our friendship was. But obviously, okay, maybe we might talk a little less, or because I'm with my partner. But I'm not gonna completely say, oh, because you're a male, my partner's a male, I can't speak to you anymore. We're still gonna be friends, whether I'm in a relationship. It shouldn't really change. Of course, I'm gonna respect my partner, and there's different priorities, but I'm not gonna, just because you're a male, can't talk to you anymore. No. Then it comes down to, what is the trust like in your relationship between you and your partner? Are you fearing just because your best friend's a male, you're going to be doing this? No,
I wanted to say that it's important to acknowledge it quickly and not leave it too long, because then the friendship can get rocky and you end up just drifting apart. I think voicing it out and saying, oh, you know what, I can see that you're in a new season in your life. You've got a boyfriend, you've got a girlfriend, even a male friend as well.
That's true.
Some of my male friends, they're in relationships now, and the communication is, I understand it's gone. It's not as frequent as it used to be, but you just have that conversation kind of thing, and kind of understand that yeah, I know that you're in a new season, but yeah, I don't want it to impact our friendship as well. Even though it is going to impact it a bit, but not in a sense that you're not going to be talking anymore. You know, not meeting up as well before. Okay, maybe if we met up like once a month, now we're not meeting up in the first quarter in like 4 months. What's going on? So kind of because it's not only about like, at the end of the day we have a friendship as well. Like, you should care enough to reach out to me as well than me always reaching out to you, kind of thing. I know you have a partner, but as well we have a friendship. So we should be able to maintain that friendship and not forget about each other as well. That's good.
Even in the past, when I had friends who would go into new relationships, all of a sudden you don't hear from them, or they'll just cut you off. And I'm like, wow. So if it doesn't work out now, are you going to come back to me? And this is why you cannot get rid of friends or just stop talking to them completely because you're now in a relationship and because you're infatuated with someone. You still need friends, and that's why it's even good. It's great to have a partner who even encourages you to see your friends regularly. When they can say, oh, have you called this friend that week? Or have you met up with this friend? Oh, I think you should spend more time with this friend. The fact that you have someone who's even encouraging you to do that says a lot. Rather than having or being with someone who literally secludes you from all your friends. Because that happens too. Like, I'll keep you to myself and get next to you.
What do you do if you like one of your friends? How do you tell them?
That's a bit suspect.
How'd you tell them?
I detest men like you.
What do you mean?
What do you mean that's suspect? I detest men like you.
But you'll be the same person to say, oh, develop a friendship first, and then you transition into a relationship. No. I'm talking about I'm saying something different. I'm saying something different. What I said was different. What I mean is different. It's okay.
Guys,
it's okay.
Well, I expand.
Do you need me to repeat the question again?
No, don't just ignore it. It's just a joke. It's an underhand joke. Just think about what I said.
You don't approach it any different. Really, but just be sure, innit?
What that you like?
Just be sure that the feelings can be coming back to you.
Or reciprocated. Or what if it's not, because you don't know that?
No, it always
Well, but you can have an inkling, and you should, to be honest. You shouldn't just go blindly like, I'm gonna approach my friend and say my feelings, not knowing entirely how they feel about you. I think that's a bit silly.
But then would you suppress it if you sort of felt like they weren't, but you felt like you need to get it off your chest because you can't move forward, like you can't continue the friendship without. Because imagine you're still falling for them, and you're not really sure. Like, how do you? Are you just gonna?
What's a deal or no deal? Are you guys all saying we have to suppress it? I genuinely feel like it's important for people to be expressive though.
No, that's what I'm asking. I'm saying because Ade's basically saying no. So if you're not sure,
so he said
no.
I didn't say suppress.
What you said? He said no, but he didn't say suppress. I said they were suppress. But I'm just saying. Ade's saying not to say it. What are you saying? So I'm not putting words in there.
He's saying be sure.
Be sure.
I'm just saying be sure. But if there's a case where she doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got to consider whether you can still be friends in that way to her because your feelings are being. Obviously, your feelings are being moved somehow because of your closeness in a friendship. So you've got to consider whether you can still be friends in that same way if your feelings are going to be like that and you can't express that.
Yeah, what happens when it is that case? So you guys are just friends, and then all of a sudden, the opposite, the girl or the boy catches feelings for the other person, is just sort of shocked by that. Yeah. Well, just tell about your experience.
My experience. Okay, so there's definitely a shock to it. Oh wow. So like I was friends with this guy for some time, and then all of a sudden, like, it's funny because I was hearing from other people that he had feelings for me, that he likes me, but I didn't hear it from him. But then I heard it from him.
Yeah.
To be fair, I thought it was a joke because like when you're friends, like for a long time, like. Yeah, you're just doing life together, and you wouldn't think that they will catch feelings or anything like that. So it was definitely a shock, and obviously I didn't feel the same way he did. So it's a kind of thing that sadly, the friendship didn't continue, but it does affect the friendship. Like people that say it doesn't.
You guys decided to stop talking or like?
Yeah, we're not friends anymore. Yeah, we're not friends anymore because it got like a bit sticky because like how would we continue? It was really hard to continue the friendship knowing that he liked me, and I didn't like him. So
and you were like, what's the word?
Reciprocate.
Or like try to confuse him and be like, oh yeah.
Exactly, and I didn't want to lead him on.
Yeah, that's the way I was
main
before.
thing. So I didn't want to lead him on. So I had to like kind of distance myself from him. Like he'll still message me and stuff, but I'll give like one word reply.
That one word. That's what you got to sometimes because you go like,
literally, I'll give one word replies or not reply or take long to reply. So and then he kind of got the message. I was like, wow. But I mean, when I see him, it's calm. But we don't.
No, that's calm.
And it's sad to end the friendship, but even if you're still friends with that person, they might hold on to the hope that one day you're gonna like them back.
Yeah.
So they won't stop trying.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, okay, if you feel this way, you can try and suss out if she feels the same way about you. But sometimes it's just important to be honest and just say, you know what, I know we're friends and I know this may be really X, but this is how I feel. I don't know why I felt this way for a long time. And yes, because I know Jess is looking at me because that's how I said it to her. And I was like, honestly, this is how I feel and I know this is how I felt. But because for me, the
most... You're taking notes.
Because we married now.
Because for me, so with that, I gave just information of how I felt because I felt it was important that she understood, or she at least knew. Do you get what I mean? And you know, for people that know the story, people know that Jess did not feel the same way. Do you get what I mean?
That's no podcast.
You've stopped taking notes. You have stopped taking notes at this point.
What was your notes?
Just take time out. Guys, don't worry, it gets it. But for me, like, so, but even in that situation, I think it's important for people to understand what they appreciate the most, right? And like, friendship for many people is very important, right? So for me, I value friendship highly. Like, my friends are my friends, and I do my best to ensure that my friends are comfortable. So even with that, I still said to her, listen, despite that, I value our friendship so much to the point where it's like, I just needed to tell you this thing. It shouldn't change the nature of our friendship. And I can appreciate that, yes, it may make things awkward, but I will do my best to continue on. So, because awkwardness is really in the mind.
Based on that, would you say that in your heart and in your mind, you were platonic friends from the jump?
I would say so. I would say that
because what you're saying here is a very.
I would say that from the jump, right? I feel like we were platonic friends, but I always thought Jess was beautiful.
So you always had that. There was always
it was always that thing of imagine. It was like that imagine. Yeah.
Okay.
It was always that imagine.
So and I can say from my side, it was always platonic because I didn't realize. I'm so sorry.
I said, see, shut up. We're all alone.
We're all alone.
We're all alone.
But he's so beautiful. I mean, he's so beautiful. I wasn't trying to. I was being honest.
You need to say that one.
I thought we were just being honest.
Don't worry.
You used to. It's about you. It's about you.
She's already said it.
But yeah, so even with that, so obviously, that situation happened.
Yeah.
And I think it was because of that situation and me just being honest and open. It even, not say it put the idea in her mind, but more so it opened her eyes, opened your eyes to the idea.
Yeah.
So I feel like because I think we could suppress it for the sake of salvaging a friendship, but I don't necessarily think being honest with your friend should ruin your friendship to that degree. I think some people will just make it like, because of this situation, we can't be friends anymore.
And for us, it was really awkward. I think for us, we just. Well, it did feel. I don't know. I felt it felt awkward for me, and that's what I felt like.
For me,
but we still tried to be friends.
Yeah.
I think we were like, we know it didn't really work as we had hoped,
Yeah.
but we're still going to be friends because we didn't want to be like, yeah, you've told me this. I don't feel the same way. I'm going to walk away.
Yeah,
it was like we still wanted to try and be friends, but we realized we couldn't be friends.
Yeah, because I've always said that it's like if you're friends with somebody, there's something there that you enjoy about that person.
Yeah.
So that that thing, that spark that whatever you have, it should not be tarnished for the fact that she doesn't want to go further with you.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to go further with her.
So
There's
Become
no
both ways,
need for
like,
that.
you went
Like
both
that.
anyway.
What? Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? I always think that's
That's
childish.
where the
You know what-
maturity kicks in.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, listen, we were friends.
Yeah.
Like, there's something there that allowed us to be friends. And look, really and truly, nothing's happened from just expressing how you feel. It's a different situation if you're trying to be friends after you've been in a long-term relationship and you know that the relationship was toxic. Because then in that situation, yes, you guys are friends, but you staying together will just lead you down paths that you know you don't want to go down. So you need to break it up in that situation. In this situation, though, it's important to just be honest. Honesty is important.
I think honesty, is the best policy, but at the same time, I think you need wisdom.
Yeah.
And it's not even wisdom, it's something that you mentioned. You said maturity. And I'll actually pin that down even lower and I'll say it's actually humility. Like, honesty with pride is just like, or arrogance. Like, it's just basically where you're saying a situation like, it's either this relationship or we just can't be friends or thing. That's just wrong. Like, because what you've done is you basically and really what it is you put your emotions above the respect that you have for the friendship. And that's just totally wrong. In my opinion, where I personally, if I'm being honest, I've been on both sides where it's like you shot your shot with a friend and it's flopped. And you've observed friendship. You've shot your shot with a friend and it's succeeded, but eventually it flopped and then you still observe friendship. In that situation, I would say that honesty is genuinely the best thing, because I feel as guys like we can hold on to things for so long, and where we might dump them somewhere, it would still affect us. Because then we just start suffering for no reason. Because you're seeing the person, and you're now seeing the person interact with someone the way you want that person to interact with you. You know, and it's just eating away at you.
Right, so that's what she likes.
What? Is it a bit?
Have I had a friend tell me they liked me, and how did I navigate that? A few times I've asked why. I've said like, why do you like me? Because I'm not even being blunt, just like, oh, really? I didn't know you felt that way. Sometimes you have to be on it. You have to be honest all the time, and okay, thanks. Or like, it's awkward. Like if someone says, you have to think, wait, okay, I don't want to be rude and say I don't like you back, but how do I respond to this? I don't know.
It's awkward.
Sometimes it can be awkward. Other times it's like, okay, maybe I was feeling the same way. Cool, let's see how things go. But sometimes it's awkward because your response might ruin the friendship, if that makes sense. Or you think to yourself, if I entertain this, or if let's see how it goes, it could ruin your friendship. So I don't know.
Anybody else? Oh, okay.
Joanna's put up the word maturity in it. I think that would determine how you deal with it, because even how you respond.
It's interesting, but you could do it a different way.
Because you don't want to humiliate anybody as well. Do you know what I mean? And that rejection is real. That feeling of rejection is real. Some people take it well, innit? But
it could change the dynamic of the friendship.
Yeah, it could.
Maybe you could get closer. Maybe you could be a bit distant because you think, I know this is going to go long term, or I know, this isn't really what I want. We're just friends, or I don't see like that, vice versa. So I don't know. Depends. It could go different direction. Next question. Next.
All right. Can a girl and a boy truly have a platonic friendship?
Yes.
Oh, she said straight up, yes they can.
Yes.
Why and how? Why do you think that?
We live in a culture where
a
lot of people think that females and males can't be in a platonic relationship. We need each other. Males need females, females need males. The same way, for example, we need each other. God created us not even to just be friends with the same gender, but to be friends with mixed genders, because there's so much that I can learn from males that I can't learn from my female friends. However, in terms of can you be friends and nothing happen? Yes, because
even catching feelings.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yes,
Okay.
genuinely.
So I feel like, do you think that?
No, genuinely.
Okay,
I think when you know, when you have a vision and a purpose for your friendships, you don't even make time for those things to even happen. In some cases, yes, you might catch 1 or 2 feelings for a friend, but in terms of general male friendships, it's possible to not have feelings, like to genuinely be friends with that guy. You can even go out, have a meal together, and there be nothing. Like last year, some time ago, I had a friend mention a restaurant to a group of us. I was like, oh, do you want to take me there? He was like, yeah, sure. Anyone could have thought it was a date. This guy picked me up from my house. We drove into central London, went to have a nice meal, sat down and spoke. Lovely conversation. And he paid for my meal. I don't expect male friends to do that. But he did it anyway, and I still didn't think anything of it.
When you were, I was about to say that, were you confident that he didn't have any other intentions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because even there we were speaking about dating, who he's interested in, who I'm interested in.
He might have been,
but then again, I know that people can also be interested in multiple people at the same time. But I am sure this friend was not or is not interested in.
That's good.
Yeah. But I think it is possible.
All these questions, I'm just thinking one person in our friendship group, and you know it's the same person.
He can't.
No, he can.
Nah.
He can, but he would push. Oh, he will push the line.
So my answer to the question is yes. I think a boy and a girl can have a platonic friendship. I do believe that if said boy is in a relationship, and he's also saying that said girl is his best friend, I feel like there's a boundary there that needs to be addressed. Because there's no way that you can be in a relationship and have a female best friend.
Going back to the original question though,
I think
can a girl, if they're not, let's take away the relationship aspect of it. Just a boy and a girl, can they just be friends?
Of course they can. But I feel like there's different levels to friendship though. That's the thing. I feel like a boy and a girl can be friends because being friends is fine. But when we start getting into the realms of best friends, I feel like there's more behind
what best friend means.
Yeah, I feel like there's more behind
just
it.
Just as friends or more behind it when they're in a relationship.
Because as a best friend, right, it means that not only you guys into the same kind of things, you guys also can understand each other. You guys can also reason with each other. You guys can also reveal to each other deep dark secrets or things that you wouldn't reveal to other people. You get into a space, right, where you are so vulnerable with this woman, right, that you're like, there's no way that you're just gonna be like, yeah, she's just a friend. She's Mandan. There's no way you're gonna be thinking that.
No, but I have that though. I currently have that. And you know, but it at the same time there comes that point where the same way you have to have that conversation about boundaries that you talked about.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So there comes that point that looks different in different situations. So with my friend that I had a way of describing her without being out. So you see my friend that got married, that went to her wedding. Yeah. So I'm her best male friend.
Oh really?
Yes, and we share a lot of things about each other.
Oh really?
Person she got married to, she told me about him. You know, when they had just met. You know, they had met off like dating app and stuff. So like she told me about it and everything like that. I was like, I actually gave her advice in terms of even the way to be in that relationship because she was very much doing micromanagement of it just because of the way her parents are. Her parents have raised it that way. And yeah, like it took her having to because of she was getting closer to him, and this was around the time where I don't think they were engaged at this point. No, they weren't engaged at this point. But like it was heavy essentially, and it was kind of like that situation. It was kind of getting not blurred, but we were there were projects that we wanted to do together basically, and he had expressed that he wasn't comfortable with that. So she then decided to have a dinner of all her close friends to meet him basically, and that is a way of enforcing that the boundaries of like now everybody can see this guy, he's my partner, these are my friends, sort of thing. So it wasn't just me, it was all her friends, all her close.
So in that situation, so she has multiple best friends.
But I'm the only male.
Yes.
Okay.
feel strong about this still.
Yes, you can have
Go
a
on.
platonic friendship.
Nevada first?
You can, yeah.
Mhm.
But male and female friendships, yeah, close ones. Any young guys watching this? Yo, man, them, trust me, it's not really that necessary still. Like good female friends are necessary. Close female friends, I can't lie, less is more. Or even none is more still.
Wow.
Close female friends, yeah.
What's wrong with them?
You just.
Well, have
cool.
Have you been in a situation where having that platonic friendship has become something else? Is that what you're saying?
It just gets techie. Like, bro, if your female friend, yeah, you're close, yeah, and she's nice,
yeah,
or she might think you're nice, or you're both nice,
yeah.
I can't lie, like, it's long, man. And then if she starts doing like wife stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't lie.
But then isn't that both of you to figure out the boundaries then? That you need to put those boundaries in place.
Now, when I say wife stuff, I'm talking about like.
That she's cooking for you all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, every time you need her, she's there. Even though like that.
Oh no. I'm sorry, what? I'm what?
Okay,
but at the same time, it's techie, yeah, because some people is naturally like that.
Okay, fair.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, then you just gotta create distance. Or
yeah.
Well, I mean, like we mentioned before, like how like you have to work in relationships, and I think so. I'm pro male and female friends, but some of that work is like instilling boundaries, like early, clearly. Hey, listen, man slipped up in terms of like, I don't know. Sometimes you just catch feelings, or someone else catches feelings.
Yeah.
And that requires that wisdom and. Yeah, I think it's just about having boundaries and like recognizing that there is health in it. Also, you should also recognize that I'm not impervious to screwing up, or they might not.
I was thinking the same.
Well, I don't even know. This is
impervious.
Define impervious for us.
Impervious means essentially that you can't. You are. It won't ever happen to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not vulnerable to this.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not vulnerable to messing up or screwing up or just letting things like get a bit too much.
Yeah.
When they're relying on you for like stuff that you actually know they have other friends they can rely on this for, and it's like that's probably not my place to be doing this X, Y, Z.
Also, some girls, yeah, I don't think that they do it on purpose. I mean, some do it, but not every girl does it on purpose, innit?
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, if a girl's single, yeah, you're like the fill-in. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're not her boyfriend,
but you are
her boyfriend. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
the body sound like you've been through a lot, mate.
Sound like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like the fill-in boyfriend. You're like the part-time. You're a supply teacher. You're a supply boyfriend, isn't it?
Wow.
Until something better comes around. He wants to be that.
Yeah, I don't want to be that.
I don't need that, man. Trust me.
I feel like these answers are just going on a tangent from the question, you know. You asked, can you have I'm not putting on anyone's answer, but you said,
can a girl and a boy truly have a platonic friendship? What do you think?
You can. Like, again, it comes down to maturity. I mean, you could be friends with, like, I could be friends with a guy. There's no feelings attached. Like, we're literally just friends. We're cool.
So what I mean,
that's it.
Like, have you?
I'm not finished yet.
That's my next question.
We could be friends. Like, literally friends. There's no feelings. Yeah, we care for each other. That's it.
Yeah.
No secret link ups here. No. Oh yeah, I really like you. And you could literally just be friends. Like, I'm thinking I had school friends. We're just friends. That's it. Next. Then again, some male and female friendships, yeah, it could be platonic, but like he was saying, maybe you might think, okay, yeah, my friend's a bit nice, yeah, this one's nice, but.
So I guess I was going to ask them with that and open up to the group. So if your partner did, because you're all guys, if your girlfriend or wife-to-be had a best friend and you've met him, are you more comfortable with her and you're cool and you trust that their friendship is just platonic, there's nothing more to it, but she keeps claiming that this guy's her best friend? Would you feel comfortable because you met him, or you kind of like,
That's so
how does that make you? Yeah.
I'm your best friend.
I'm your best friend.
How can I be in a relationship with you and you're saying this guy is my best friend?
It depends on the guy.
I think
like,
inherently you're going to feel more comfortable meeting the person she's calling her best friend.
Yeah.
But with the boundaries that should be there, I don't think you can call that person
a best friend.
A best friend. Can you be a best friend? I think they're mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
You can't call them your best friend with those same boundaries in place.
I don't think
best friend is strong.
I think you can.
There's a difference between friend and best friend.
I think you can.
But are there different kind of best friends? Are there different levels to best friends?
This is what I'm saying. No,
I'll
tell you this. I'll tell you this for facts. like women with women, if you're best friends and the woman gets into a relationship, gets married, that friendship won't, the best friends with the fellow women won't change. The one with the man might. It doesn't change the fact that they're best friends. It's just what happens with what you said about boundaries. Which is why I said, you're still best friends. You just have to know that the playing field is now different because there's a man who is now closer.
Okay, so the title remains the same.
The title remains the same,
but the activity,
the
friendship changes.
This is what I'm saying. I think it's a thing for men in general because I think women are definitely more open to this because I don't know the science behind it, but like for men, I think maybe it's because we're more territorial. So it's like understanding that on one side. A man that has stepped in, that has spent less time than me, has claimed more of a position than me, is one thing where you have to humble yourself and literally be like, you know what, I honor her especially, so therefore, you know, I respect him as this is their union sort of thing. And then there's the other side of him saying, you know what, I honor my future partner and therefore I honor the fact that she will not step out or she will not do anything that would be questionable in their best friendship that they're having. You know, it's a two-way thing for both sides of the
I think for me it's more so, it's just, I think it's difficult. Because I hear what you're saying. I think for me, I'm okay with the idea of like Jessica having male friends. I'm actually fine with that. It's not a big deal to the point where you can go on dinner dates with them.
Thanks,
like, I generally don't mind. Do you get what I mean? Because that's your friend and I've met him and I know who it is. I think for me it's just this idea of, if we're talking...
you got that!
Because I know him.
You met him. No, you met him and you know who he is.
But even if I don't know who he is...
I think it's really important to never... I don't think I'll ever not tell you.
But if I don't know who it is... If I don't know who it is, I'll definitely ask questions.
Exactly.
But that's natural. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, no, you can't go out with them. I'm just going to be like, oh, who is it?
Would you say you're territorial?
Now this is becoming something else.
It's possible. I have quite a few male friends, and we just go out, have lunch, dinner, or we just go do activity or something, and it's fine. Like there's no no extra feelings attached to it.
My only thing to add in terms of guy-girl friendships is to also understand your view of males. Does that make sense? If you are someone who views males and you don't have the how do I articulate this? Whereas you just see guys for relationships, and you've never had any guy friends, then there might be a bit more difficulty to just have platonic friendships because you're used to seeing them as just a boyfriend or something or something more, right? So in that case, which happens as we are groomed from young to just a guy in the castle and then we're married and that's all we know them for, then there may be some work on either side. Either that could be guys just seeing girls as, I don't know, sex objects. I'm being really deep, but like stuff like that can affect the success of your platonic friendship, if I'm being honest. So you might have to do the work to see them as just another person, just another human being, just someone that I vibe with and I can have conversations with, and it not always get to a point where you fancy the person. Does that make sense?
Because I think the mindset's so
sometimes because your mind can affect how you see people. And as someone who I had loads of girlfriends when I was younger, I didn't really have guy friends. That was more of a what I had to do to be able to have those guy friends. Does that make sense? Because I didn't have that. Some people, they grew up and it's just the girls with the guys. It wasn't me. So I had to learn. Okay, cool. How do we do this in a healthy way?